Hello everyone, welcome back to A Skeleton's Library. Today, I just kind of wanted to touch on a subject I feel has kind of been replaced by technology, especially phones, and that is coffee table books. Now, I'm not really, I make myself sound ancient by saying that, but I've had a cell phone pretty much my whole life. But I remember as a kid growing up, in the bathroom we had a little box full of books from like me kid me. It was like picture books, books I read 1,000 times. Then there were some magazines, some poetry books. And I remember going over to relatives like my grandparents and seeing them have a pile of books and magazines on their table. And nowadays I think in that free time on the toilet or during quote unquote commercials on TV or when you're just like having a show you just want in the background, people just kind of scroll their phone now. You know, you go on social media, see some of the worst takes of your life. You watch YouTube shorts and kill your brain cells. I feel like I feel like that little medium of books specifically made just to read here and there on the toilet or on the couch when you're bored have kind of been lost. But I'm a big collector of books. And I actually like coffee table books and bathroom books. And what qualifies as a coffee table book, you might ask? I think it's generally stuff like art books, picture books, books that are like segmented a lot. Like I have one that's like 365 bad days in history or something, where it just goes over a quick one day what went bad on this day, like small segments so you can read fast. Magazines, it's like short attention span books, gimmick books. Poetry is also good for because you can just read a poem or two. Books of artists' work is good. You can flip through it, read a bit. It's just kind of stuff like that. This little in between section of books that you usually don't grab to kind of read all at once in like giant segmented sections. They're meant to you pick up, you scroll a bit or something, you go, damn, that's cool. I'll read a bit more another day. You break it down to segments. And I have a good handful or so of them. And I just wanted to kind of go over them. Like I said, it's kind of a lost appreciation. And I wanted to give it some love. And to start off with, we have kind of the quintessential example with Leonardo da Vinci's complete like drawings. As you can see, there's a book you can just flip through and appreciate what's in it. It doesn't require like you to sit there and like flip through all hundreds of pages. But you on your couch or the toilet, you're like, damn, I want to look at some cool stuff or art. It's just kind of perfect for that. It's an easy one to have. It's one of my oldest books. I remember getting this when I was like 13. I was interested in it. So, again, that's an easy one. Next up, we have a recent acquirement, which is, the Better Call Saul book. And this is very proudly on my coffee table facing the world. I mean, it's a companion book. You need it for when you watch the show. It's kind of obvious. God. This is like the definition of a book that belongs on the toilet. It's really beautiful. It really is. I'm never going to get over how much I love this little gimmick book. For that, we got Zen. I've also had this forever. God knows how long. You just flip to the title. You get a little Zen fucking saying. Again, easy. Just flip through on the toilet. Or fucking couch. It's like getting a fortune cookie. Had that forever again. The better version of the Leonardo one to me is this H.R. Geiger one. I got this I think a year ago. I love this one. This one. God, Geiger's work is so phenomenal. Just this Taschen edition of it is so beautiful. It's also like these books are just kind of a good way to like get inspiration easily. You sit on the couch, you look through a bunch of dope ass art and different imagery and ideas. That's also why I really like this. We have Black Book of Poems. I believe this is just Vincent Hunnigan's like book of poems he had. Again, like I said, poem books are good for this because You sit down, you read a couple, you take a break, pick it up again. I have a more indicative example with 100 famous poems. Again, you know what to expect. You flip, you read some, you get some culture, you close it, you pick it up back next time. Here's the one I mentioned earlier. It was Bad Days in History, which you can kind of see. Each day goes, and there's just a little passage of all best stuff that happened this day. It's nothing crazy, nothing long, just, oh, I wonder what little bad piece of trivia I can get today. I fucked up shit that happened on this day. And you get it, and you go home. Again, kind of a quintessential toilet book, I feel. Now we're going to get into some chonkers, which we have The Art of the Devil. Anyone who knows me knows I'm edgy. I like the pictures of hell, the devil, demons, death, all that type shit. It really fascinates me. So this is a book I kind of really like. You know, those things that's good for inspiration, seeing all these different interpretations over the years. You just really like, I don't know, these books are so good for discovering stuff too, like finding like so many different artists you might not have heard of, or like movies, games, maybe even that were, you know, had a devil in it. Stuff like this is just a cool way to get inspiration and find new things to be interested in. Again, this is definitely a coffee table book to me. It's just, it's big, bold, looks cool, has a bunch of cool art in it. Kind of perfect for it. Similar to the Bad Days in History, we have Twisted History, which you can't tell as a kid I had a really big like serial killer phase. I love reading about true crime and stuff. And this is kind of just an offshoot of that, which again, just the history of torture and stuff like that, and bad people. Very macabre sense of interest I had. Like I said, another, I feel like this is definitely a toilet book. I'm kind of like acting like I think everybody gets it. There's toilet book and coffee table books kind of encompass the same thing. There's a slight, like, it's like a big Venn diagram where it's mostly the middle, and then like the two outsides are really thin, but they each have like their own, where you're like, that's more of a toilet book and that's more of a coffee table book. Or I'm crazy and, you know, I'm kind of just making up rules where they don't exist. Here we have Tattoo Inspirations, which is just a bunch of different classic tattoo designs, which you couldn't tell from my arms. I love tattoos. I love tattoo history. It's something I'm really interested in. Though I can't draw for shit, I just love the style and design and everything that goes behind it. Look how cool that is, man. Like, where do you see that? Like, it's just a cool book to flip on the couch when like you're feeling uninspired. You see some shit, you're like, damn, that's fucking awesome. You can't go wrong. You kind of stay on that topic. We have Dragons, Demons, Devils, and Beasts. Once again, that's another tattoo reference book. And it's just cool pictures filled with different creatures. We love creatures here. It's just a cool book. Again, you just see these different beings and drawings. It's just really cool. Not much to say. It really is just drawings. Again, you flip through a couple pages and you're like, damn, that's awesome. And you move on. And to continue that theme, we have depictions of hell, but specifically in Japanese art, which I thought was really cool for a book. Because, you know, you don't really typically assort Japan and their belief systems with the Christian idea of hell, so it's cool to see what a different culture comes up with, how they depict this idea that seems so Western to you, but really every religion essentially has some kind of form of hell. I don't know, look how cool it is. I love Japanese styled art. It's always so beautiful. It feels so intimate because it always feels like, I don't say so painted like oil paints don't, but like I don't know. I feel like I feel the strokes in Japanese art so like personally. I really love it. Yeah. Again, another one alongside. I think about this one, probably the devil one. Pretty close together. I was just like, these are both awesome. I want these. I'd probably display it in my living room. Next up, we have kind of a condensed version of Poe. Stories and poems are like illustrated. Again, it's easy to just kind of pick up and read through a story or two quick and look at the cool art. It kind of condenses things a lot. Makes it more easy to digest. You get through one or two and you can go back to what you were doing. I like the art of this though. Really cool, and I love Poe, so I'm always happy to get another interpretation or collection of his stuff. We have true crime serial killers. I think this book literally just has like a couple of like pages on a bunch of notorious serial killers. You flip through, you learn of all the fucked up shit they did. It's not like, it's not like a biography or anything. They're just snippets of pages on all the various monsters that have existed. You have classics of the gangster in a film with a bunch of different like gangster films, some stories behind them, their history. I love things like Goodfellas, The Departed, Casino, Drive. Gangster cinema is such a standard to Hollywood, and I feel like everyone's movie consumption, like everybody knows Goodfellas and other popular gangster media they've consumed. And being Italian American, it kind of puts a bit more significance to me with how big mafia films are and were, especially in the 80s. It's always been a topic I'm interested in. Again, just a cool little book to read a bit of every now and then. Last up, now this one, I don't know if I'd fully clarify it as a coffee table book, and my copy's really fucked up because it was in a bad place for a while. It was in a dirty ass backpack, so forgive me how fucked up it looks. But I thought about making a video on this type of book or something, but I wanted to show just how unique this idea is, which is it's like a encyclopedia art book of a alternate history where things were different, and these different like tanks and mech like things were made, and this whole world and universe, and it's not based on anything. Like it's not like this is an anime it's working off of. No, these are just some people who wanted to make this whole new world and make like a encyclopedia as if it was set in this world that doesn't exist. I don't know, it's a really cool idea. And just like also just has some awesome designs you can see. It's just really cool. I don't really have too many things like this, and I feel like things like these are so underappreciated. Like these dudes thought up a whole world, all this art just to make like a fictional encyclopedia about this world, and I just think that's so fucking cool and creative. And so I wanted to give some respect to them. But that's my last book to show you. Like I said, I feel like these are kind of a lost, not art, but a lost little section that's been replaced by phones. I, for one, always loved the little coffee table book. The book you can just scroll through any time and place. You don't have to remember a bunch. You can just pick up where you left off, go, oh, that's cool, that's nice, that's inspiring, and you can put it back down after a couple minutes. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, that's all for today, and I will see you guys next time.